The chance started off back in South Africa. We had to go through a phase of trials. We were trialing there for the chance, the global, the top 100, and I made it there. I couldn't believe it.
Depuis que je suis jeune, mon rêve c'était de devenir footballeur professionnel. Donc maintenant, on verra ce que réserve l'avenir.
선발된 걸 전혀 예상치 못했어요. 솔직히 32명 안에 든 것도 만족스러운데 이렇게 8명 안에 드니까 더 감사하죠.
I phoned my mom and I just told her that I made the 8 and she started crying and she put a tear in my eyes.
L'annonce des 8 joueurs a été quelque chose de terrible. Moi, quand mon nom est sorti, ma jambe tremblait comme ça.
Back home, like a lot of people had faith in me. My best friend told me no, that you will make the final 8, so I thank him a lot and my family.
I got a positive personality. That gave me the edge to go for it, much closer to fulfill my dreams.
Gives me so much confidence to know that coaches have belief in me here, and I just want to work hard and prove them right and not waste the chance that I've been given.
You're buzzing and you're just so happy. It was only till I guess a few weeks later that I realised that what it actually meant. Like, I'm moving to England, I'm moving away, I'm pretty much the other side of the world for me. So I guess the challenges had only just started, and going to the academy, it all started all over again.
Packing up their life in a bag and bringing it across to the other side of the world. They're in an environment that's totally new to them, in a country that's totally new to them. I don't think we can take away just what a big ordeal that was for them.
The hardest thing was just leaving my family behind, because I know I'm going to miss them. I know it's a sacrifice you need to do in order to be one of the best, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to become one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Je pense déjà avec les différents coachs qui sont à l'académie, on va beaucoup progresser, on va s'entraîner tous les jours. C'est un rythme de professionnel, donc on ne peut que progresser.
Best facilities, best coaches, all I'm going to do is improve. Hopefully after this year I'll move on to better things.
The idea of the Nike Academy and the way it's set up is to actually put players into a shop window, to give them an opportunity to showcase themselves, to get them into professional football. The 8 that we chose to come in were exceptional. It's raw talent, it's not been coached, it's not been nurtured as such, it's been allowed to be a free spirit. They need a little bit of guidance, but their technical ability was standout.
You keep going on that, okay? That's how you should look after that run.
We do ask them to hit the ground running because the time in the programme goes so quick. I think the intensity for the first few weeks actually totally took them by surprise.
I want you to work. It's only 90 minutes, fellas. You're more than fit enough to do that. Outside, TT! TT! Now, you did everything right until the point of shutting down, because you've overcommitted. I'm saying to you, get round him, show him outside, but then when you're here, don't let him back in. He shouldn't be back in because Tash should be there. Now say, go on then, now beat me. There ain't a player in this country that'll beat you.
I grew up in the city of Ghana, Accra, in a family of 6. I was going to school every day, learning hard to become somebody in the future. From where I came from and where I am now, there's a massive change today.
Play! Come on, let's have a finish. Good save, big fella. Excellent. It's well done, son.
이제 나이키 아카데미에 뽑혔을 때 한 5개월간 이제 제가 이제 혼자 영어 공부도 하고.
Do you need to go in because of Connor?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
Where?
It's
When?
one side.
Yeah. Okay. So we look for the space.
Moon's biggest problem, it was just his language barrier, and he got on brilliantly with the lads, was very well respected, but he was respected because he could play. Play forward! Travel, travel! Right.
Something like this where it gives the boys this kind of an opportunity to play against these kind of players, and you know there's always coaches here watching and people that are going to be spotting them. It's fantastic, isn't it?
With developing young players, you've got to be patient, and you can see the work that's going on with this initiative, that there are players there.
So this is straight after their goal, yeah? Good reaction, great play. Here he goes. TT, I can't knock that because you made the keeper work, because you've started deep in your own half and you've ended up in their box getting a shot off. Yeah? Gone across the goalkeeper, which I'd asked you to do. He's made a save. But there are mistakes individually which has led to the goal. Fabio, you're the biggest culprit for me because you're so uptight that he ain't give you the ball. What could you have done? Go and stop the game. But because you're disappointed because Moon didn't pass the ball to you or he's had a poor shot, you've switched off.
Pour moi, c'était la première fois de voir tout ça et c'était difficile de prendre sur soi-même et de surpasser le fait des médias, le fait de la pression, du regard des gens et surtout de l'affrontement avec les autres joueurs. Il fallait surmonter cette pression, il fallait surmonter ce stress.
We have been very pleased with you, very happy over the last few days now. All of a sudden you're concentrating, you're working hard, yes, you're getting on with your training. I am now seeing the Fabio Tonini I saw in the chance. Do you understand? That player. And that's the person I want to see.
Since the start of the academy, we've played 22 games. Played against the likes of Inter Milan, Genk, Arsenal. I've scored 14 goals, so I'm quite happy with that.
Don't foul, Sam, don't foul! Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant!
I've been captain for the past 2 games before. It's a great honour and it's just about the team and all the players playing well so we can showcase ourselves.
You're in, son! You're in! Go on!
I scored a few goals, but obviously scoring against Inter Milan was a good memory that I'll probably won't forget. Everybody there, you can hear them saying positive things about you if you do something on the pitch in front of them, and to hear those people give you words of praise, it feels very, very cool.
He's one of the most talented, raw, potential players that I've ever come across in my life. Can travel with a ball, can pass the ball, great vision and awareness. He has the ability to look like he's absolutely exhausted and then just go and breeze past people. Hits 60-yard balls like as if he's playing a 5-yard pass. Reading really liked Tom, phoned me, said we'd like to have him in. Tom went over to Reading, trialled him for 3 weeks. He then came back and said, yeah, we want to take him.
I was obviously stoked about it, buzzing, and I went down there and I did quite well. And when they wanted to sign me, I got even better, and then from there I went on to not being able to attain a work permit. I guess my dreams and what I'd been thinking of in my head just all sort of came crashing down, and probably the biggest setback I've had in my life.
Tom failed to get a professional contract at Reading, so went back to Australia at Christmas time and was picked up straight away by Central Coast Mariners. What I think was a surprise to a lot of people is how quick he got in the first team at Central Coast, but it didn't come as a surprise to me. I know from being at clubs myself in a professional environment, you get a trialist in, that trialist has to make an impact on you instantly. It's down to the boys to just go out there and be the best they can be every game. If we get a phone call, brilliant, off you go. If we don't, we move on to the next one.
C'est très compliqué d'être footballeur dans le sens où déjà on vit une routine, chaque jour on doit s'entraîner et chaque semaine on doit prouver qu'on est au top.
We actually think you are a very, very good technical player, but you're a technical player in our games for maybe 20, 25, 30 minutes. I want you to do what you do, but be more consistent.
2 tiers du match et l'autre 1 tiers, je suis pas très concentré parce qu'après il y a de la fatigue, etc. Ouais, comme il a été attaquant avant, il sait de quoi il parle, c'est-à-dire qu'il sait ce qu'on ressent.
칠 개월간 있으면서 경험을 쌓으면서 이제 시합을 계속 뛰게 됐거든요. 이제 시합을 보러 와가지고 나이키 아카데미에 그래가지고 오스터순드 이제 코치분이 이제 저를 뽑아주신 거죠. 이제 스카우트를 해주신 거죠.
Took the opportunity to watch the Nike Academy play because I was aware of the sort of talent there. Got to see Moon and TT play, and I could just tell that they had something a little bit unique, both of them, and hopefully this is the environment for them to really take that next step as footballers.
For the past 12 months, a lot have changed because I'm now like in the real world now, like doing a lot of stuff for myself, working, getting paid. Before the chance, I was still in school. My parents kind of did everything for me, but now like I'm catering for myself now. I live on my own. I got here and like the first thing I was kind of scared, nervous because I don't speak the same language. But on the pitch, like more confidence because I know I'm playing football. I'm very good at it. It's quiet place and cold, and apparently it's a skiing town, so it's kind of snowing every day, and I have to get used to it. First game I got on the pitch and like the fans didn't know anything about me, and it was 1-0 against the favorites of the league, and I came on and like everyone was like, who is this guy? I scored in the second game. One of the best goals I've scored in my life, and I'm really happy for that. After the game, like everyone was impressed. Like I always knew like my first impression would speak a lot about you. Moon and I, we came from a long journey to where we are now, so it's really good to have him around and share experience and stuff. Moon lived like 5 minutes from me, so I do go to his, talk about life, especially about where he came from, South Korea, so I try to learn other people's culture. How's the scan?
Yeah, so.
Still so?
It's ice pack.
Ice pack. Until I got injured on Saturday while I was playing in the game. He's going to the hospital to have a scan to see what's wrong, and I pray that it's just a bruise and not a broken foot.
축구 시작한 후부터 이제 계속 생각한 것 같아요. 일단 제가 이제 좋아하면서 처음으로 이제 월급을 받은 기억이 저번 달이었거든요. 그래가지고 이제 너무 감회가 새롭다고 해야 되나? 일단 여기 와가지고 이제 더 이제 한 달 아니면 2달에 한 번씩 이제 이렇게 큰 박스로 이렇게 택배를 보내주시는데요. 한국 음식을 그때마다 이제 챙겨 먹고 그래요. 그럼 이제 더 한국이 더 그립죠.
There are sacrifices to be made, but there are hundreds and hundreds of footballers out there with ability, thousands, that would change places. They'll have a springboard to develop themselves tactically, to experience different types of football, different culture. Their job now is to play football and try and take the next step.
현재 목표는 여기 와서 일단 여기서 이제 스웨덴에서 이제 저의 이름을 이제 모르는 사람이 없을 정도로.
If they have a really good career, yeah, they can walk away from their career never having to work again. The majority of players don't do that.
1, 2, 3.
I came here for the first week. We played Celtic. That was like my first game. And then a few minutes into training, like I hurt my ankle, like I snapped my ankle ligament. I've been out like 3 months, and I had to go for a steroid injection just to take the pain away, because a specialist recommended me to have an operation in January, which I just had. It was very tough. I was gutted because I wanted to play. I wanted to get a contract in England. That's my dream. As I say to myself, everything happens for a reason. I know in the future good things will come. Like God knows why I had to get injured like at this moment. That was just a downfall for me, but with my character, like I motivated myself to get back and just do my rehab and start playing again. The most motivation is like my friends, like Riyadh. He's been like pushing me since the beginning, like telling me I will do well and all that. Since we've been here in England, we've been there for each other, like helping each other. Like we've become more close, like real brothers. We do like have faith in ourselves. We believe in each other. Without belief, we like wouldn't be as high as we are today, like being at the Nike Academy.
There's players like Jono that's out for months and months, and like I can just imagine how they feel waking up every morning thinking, like I can't do what I really want to do or what I love. Each and every moment is special and you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You have to treat each and every day like it's your last, play each and every game like it's the last 90 minutes you're gonna play. We played a friendly against Shamrock Rovers. The next day the manager, he gave me a call and he said, nah, we want you to come over for trials. He said to me like, you did really well. I was over the moon. Shamrock Rovers, they champions in the Irish League. Fans come out, they pay their money to come and watch, so I mean there's going to be pressure.
Expectations are high here. You're expected to win the league. For me, it's not about age, it's about talent. He's one of the best 19-year-old goalkeepers that I've ever seen, to be honest.
The manager said to me like, you've really done well, and he gave me a chance against the team that's top of the league. When I walked out for the league game, I got butterflies as I walked out. It was the best feeling I've ever had in my life. It was the best feeling ever.
I think it was within 3 weeks of being back. The manager came up to me and said, how do you reckon you'd go if you started tomorrow? He got this cheeky grin on his face, as in like he knew it was going to be my debut and my first match, and I started the match, and I guess I wasn't quite used to the intensity and lasted about 70 minutes. My second start, my third appearance, and I scored that goal about, I think, 5 or 10 minutes into the match, and it was a cracker, and I guess that was probably the first point where people started to take notice. And then the week after that, we were at home in front of the home crowd, and I had all my family watching, and I scored another one.
Leah dives in, breaks for Roger! Superb, absolutely superb!
Turned out to be, I guess, a decisive goal in the match, and we won the game.
He's a star in the making, Tom Rogic.
It's crazy how football works. Soon went from being someone that nobody knew about to a regular name within the football community. But to get my first international cap at any level, I was excited as I would be, and just something I guess I won't forget. A very proud moment for myself. Putting on that green and gold jersey was a pretty special feeling.
I'm gonna start packing like tonight and leave tomorrow. I wanna get back and work on my ankle, so I'm gonna stay in Durban for a while, do my rehab and just focus on getting my ankle better before I go to a pro club. The most that I'm gonna miss is like the lads, because like we're like a family now, like we bonded, like that's what I'm gonna miss the most, and just being around the coaches and the environment. I'll be a bit upset because I'm gonna miss them. I have to do it and say my goodbyes to them. My dream's still the same, like as I'm telling myself, like every night I like pray, tell myself when I get back home I need to work like 100% hard and like get myself back into pro football, because I know I will. I believe in myself, and I know that the man upstairs believes in me.
At the start of the season, I felt that I was flying. I was on trial, and I thought, all right, maybe this is a chance where I'm going to push on and try and get a contract and leave the academy. And then that's when I got injured. I was out for about maybe 6 weeks, and I was back to square one. Had to get my fitness back, had to get my form back. By the time I got all those back, we're nearly at the end of the season. So it's kind of really a bad hit for me, but I'm still going to work hard. I'm not going to use that as an excuse not to get a contract. This is probably the biggest game of the season, considering that we're still here. And yeah, we've got 3 days left, but we've just got to grab this opportunity now to help us with our futures.
Aujourd'hui, on joue contre Dunfermline. Ils sont intéressés par moi, donc aujourd'hui, je dois montrer ce que je sais faire.
There should be no fear. There should be no nerves. Make sure that you come off and say, I did my job today. That you don't come off disappointed.
Comme j'ai dit, si je suis là, c'est pas pour rien. Il faut que j'ai mon contrat pro, sinon ça va servir à rien tout ça.
But you can't ask any more of the boys. They've done everything they can. And really for me, it's quite an emotional afternoon because of just saying sort of goodbye to the boys in there, and in particular Toby and Moose, because they've come through the Chance programme. I know I've screamed, I know I've shouted, I know I've bit some of their heads off, but it's because I care. And what they'll find in life is that people stop talking to you if they don't care. While we're still talking, while we're still going at them, we care.
Je repars demain en France et ouais, je vais retourner voir ma famille pour voir où je vais signer, ce que je vais faire, etc.
The offer was a full scholarship to go and play at a college in West Virginia in the States and also get a degree, so that is a good option if I don't make it. It's really hard to make decisions like that which can determine your future in the long run. I'll just take my time and decide what's right for me, what feels right for my development, and then make the decision from there.
So I used to play soccer in the backyard with my brother and my 2 cousins. Those games were probably some of the most heated of my life. I used to hate losing, that's for sure. That's it off on the left. Tuggeranong United. This is my first football club when I was about 5 or 6. I guess all my earliest memories and when I was a child, it's my football career was here. I remember one time my uncle came down and watched from Sydney. He goes, I'll give you $5 for every goal you score. And when you're a kid, you're thinking $5, and in my head I'm thinking, well, doing the math, oh, wow. Anyway, I ended up scoring about 6 or 7 goals, and he goes, wait, I don't even have that much on me, I gotta go to ATM. I started playing football because it was fun. That's the reason I've always played it, because I enjoy it. I guess only recently it hit me that it is a job. It's your income, it's a very important thing in your life. I mean, everyone needs a job, and I'm getting paid to do something I love, and not everyone's able to do that. I mean, the other day I was just trying to count which countries I've been through football, and I sort of lost count. Just to experience those things, it's just amazing when you think that it's all because of football and all because of this great game, that you get to have these life experiences and make these friendships that you have for life. I was checking my live score app one morning, and I was just scrolling down as I do, checking the scores around the world, and it had Shamrock Rovers match, and I clicked on it just to see if they won. And it had a red card, Rayad Peterson. I was like, this isn't right. Surely not the guy I was just training with a couple of months ago. A keeper has been red carded in a professional match over there playing for Shamrock, and it's just hilarious knowing that, you know, this guy was one of my friends and one of my teammates such a short time ago.
Great save, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Get set. Well done, fantastic, really good. His first pressure situation didn't go well. But listen, this happens, he's 20 years of age. I mean, like, he's got another 15 years ahead of him to play professional football. The amount of time Riyadh spends on the training ground is phenomenal. I mean, he's living the dream, but he hasn't got money. He's got enough to live on and maybe buy a few bits and pieces, but that comes later, after the hard work.
I like to dream big, and I don't just want to settle for just anything. Like, I want to be something in life, and I want to be a good role model, not just for my own kids, but for many people out there.
look back on these names, there's a huge smile inside of me and a lovely feeling to say we've helped them on their way, we've sort of imparted some of our knowledge to them, hopefully made them better players and better individuals as human beings as well. A week or so ago I got a phone call off Fabio to say that he's now signed for FC Brussels, which is a club that's close to his heart, which is a club where he started off as a young boy, and I actually think that's a really positive step for Fabio. Stafford had the opportunity to go to a club in Tunisia, but I also know that he was trying to look at something a bit closer to home. A very single-minded individual to say, actually, I'm not sure this is the right club for me, where I want to be in my life with my family right now, and I'd take my hat off to him for that. And Toby's been picked up by a club called Hayes and Yedding, who are in the Conference South. I do think in the next couple of years we'll see Toby in the professional game. Jono was an unfortunate one. For him to have had the operation he had, and it was a 4 or 5 month rehab plan, but he stayed here to finish his schooling, which was quite important to him as well. If he can build himself up and becomes the player that we saw in the Chance, then I've got absolutely, again, no doubt that he shouldn't have a career in professional football, whether it be in South Africa or whether it be somewhere else throughout the world. TT's not far off being sold maybe to a top Premier League club in Sweden, which is the Allsvenskan League. And I know that Moon's training with Sundsvall, which are an Allsvenskan side as well. So those two boys are doing something right out there. A great outcome, and it's a fantastic feeling when someone says that they've been offered a contract, because it's the start of their dream, in my opinion.
"18 months is a long time. Being back there in their shoes, I guess I can relate to what they're going through."
Got the pleasure of introducing Tom Rogic, who I'm sure all of you guys know very well. He was out here 2 years ago, and obviously he got chosen as the final 8. He's gone on to some amazing things since being selected to go through the Nike Academy. Something for you guys to aspire to.
You just got to, I guess, give it your all, because you don't have another shot after today's game. So I just say, leave it all out there on the pitch and don't come off saying, I should have tracked back, or I should have made that run. It's weird because I stood back and I gave a talk to these guys who are almost my age or a year younger, so it feels a bit, I guess, awkward in a way, because it's just the start for me. It's not like I'm some expert of footballer who's been around the block and knows everything. I still got a long way to go, so I know that. There you go, nice to meet you too. All the best. Cheers, mate. You too. Feels pretty cool being here and just sort of watching it. I don't think there's any use in getting caught up in the matches I've played or the goals I've scored, because they don't count for anything now. I've played only a handful of matches in my professional career. I've been a pro for 5 months now, 6 months, so I know there's a long way to go, and I know it's just the start.
Rogic, who's played 4 times for the Australian national team. And it's Commons! Brilliant! It's Tom Rogic, the new boy in his Celtic debut, was the architect.
That goal has class written all over it.